Hey y'all, happy 2025. Finally gonna start doing videos again. It's been a wild wacky winter, but today's the first day of spring. So we're gonna start shooting videos again from the very beginning of our cannabis adventure. And right now, this is our first video. And so what you're seeing here is actually one of our gardens where we have these beautiful, about 100-foot long raised beds. And if you want to scroll down real quick, I'll show you what's going on here. Yeah, so there right now we're going to be loading in more soil and then tons of wood chips. And then all of these weeds and green manure, we're going to cut all these weeds and throw them in here and then turn them in and get all these beautiful nutrients energizing into these raised beds. But by the way, if you want to come this way, so these raised beds, this is a different garden than our landrace botanical garden that we usually show you. But this is our very small garden in another part of the Santa Cruz Mountains. And what we have here are, these are raised beds that are actually, boy, these are over 10 years old. So if anybody's excited about growing cannabis and doing this in your backyard or on any scale, just know that at least our experience is when you build a raised bed and then fill it with really great soil, hugelkultur material, wood chips, green manure, everything, you no longer have to keep buying soil. You actually just replenish the soil. And so this root soil in here is actually probably 12 years old or so. And then what ends up happening is, whoa, almost fell over, is you end up feeding the soil. You're not really feeding your plants anymore. You're actually feeding and developing your soil. If I were super purist, I wouldn't even be walking on my soil, but we're going to be doing a lot of work throwing all this cover crop and green manure in here. We did already a weeding a little while ago. That's otherwise, if we hadn't, the weeds would be this high by now. But anyway, so we're gonna try and show you from start to finish, like popping seeds, how we prep all of our beds and do everything this season. So we're going to try and document that with the intent of inspiring, as more and more people are legally allowed to grow cannabis around the planet. We'd like to share at least our experience, what seems to have worked really well for us, and hopefully some people can learn some tips. And if you're new to it, just see how easy cannabis actually is to grow. So we're going to show you how to do that. And by the way, what's beautiful about these raised continuous beds is if you want to grow really big, healthy plants, the most important thing is root space. So when you have unlimited root space, and actually in here our plants, the roots can actually intermingle with the other plants in the beds. And when you have unlimited root space, that means unlimited growth up top. So basically, your plants are as big as your roots. And it's the same concept as like a little goldfish. If you keep a goldfish in a jar or a tank this big, your goldfish will stay this big. But if you throw a goldfish in a swimming pool, 2 years later, you may find a goldfish this big. So cannabis is like that. If the roots can expand, the plant is a reflection of the root size. So anyway, let's maybe walk along here a little more. And my girlfriend has been nice enough to help out and take a break from something she was doing on just to shoot this video. I wanted to do this earlier today while it was bright out for spring, but got busy. That's how it is sometimes. But anyway, oh, I want to show you this down here. Oh, by the way, stinging nettle. It just got me. Woo! I can feel it. It's a good sting though. Some people actually like it. It's therapeutic. And stinging nettles are a really good cover crop too. Ooh. Yeah. Anyway, you get the idea. These are the beds, but I want to show you one other thing that's really cool. Is something we always have on site. Very important. We're growing hugelkultur, regenerative type soil, is wood chips. And these are last year's wood chips, and then we have a bunch of other wood chips. So what happens is when we get storms here during the winter, we have trees fall, and we just take those dead trees, throw them through our chipper, and then we use those. So these are all trees from our property, and we chip them up, let them sit for a year. The mycelium starts going. Wonder if we can see anything in here. Not yet, but you can't really see the mycelium on top, but I'm sure we could find it. But anyway, these wood chips, we're gonna put probably another 6 inches of wood chips on top of all the green manure weed compost that we put in the beds too. And then that will become a really rich, living little ecosystem of decomposition that will then feed our cannabis plants. So anyway, that's about all got for now, but yeah, excited. We've been hibernating for a few months here in the winter, and now it's spring. It's feeling good. Gonna start popping seeds. Oh, and by the way, anyone who is following us on Instagram and then later LinkedIn, I got deleted from Instagram, and then just today I actually woke up and my LinkedIn account was deleted. So I guess, unfortunately, I do like to talk about cannabis and show cannabis plants, and that doesn't jive too well with some of these social media sites. So hopefully we can last here in YouTube land for a little while. So we'll see, but if I disappear, that's what happened. It's a weird world out in the interwebs right now. So anyway, but gonna keep sharing the cannabis love and talking about cannabis. So if you're interested, stay tuned.